Retarder!
So I like Fritanga. Don't get the wrong idea by this video. So what it is, I like Fritanga. I'll follow him and I'll watch his content. And dare I say, he's better than Oh No It's Alex.
Damn!
In a recent video, he brought up a few points, his opinions on Britain. Now, I'm not too sure. I did ask, but he didn't get back to me, if these are honest things. So I'm still not too sure if they're honest opinions of Britain, if he actually, believes these things, or if it was just a bit of comedy. But the thing is, I went through his comments, and there's a lot of I guess Americans, because I guess British people would know these are falsehoods, were actually shocked, or not shocked, actually agreeing with him and sort of adding to their own bits to it. And I found it all quite bizarre, to be honest. So I just thought I'm going to actually do a video on this. So I suppose it's sort of myself in a way.
Yeah, boy.
Without further ado, I just want to go through some of the points he raised, or the opinions he gave, and just sort of correct them if he doesn't mind too much. So yeah, I'm just going to go through his video, sort of some of the clips, and just go through and sort of point out what things are just not true and what kind of are, I guess. Let's get into this.
You know, while people harp on me all the time about being Mexican and how I'm illegal and blah, 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 blah.
So I'm going to give him this bit. I'm just going to go run with it that he's Mexican. I'd sort of kind of believe him. There's no reason to not believe him. So he said he was going to reveal himself when he gets 100,000 subs, and he's not done so yet. So, could he really be crack gamer? You never see him in the same room together.
What?
Food for thought. But yeah, I'm going to let this one slide. Let's continue.
There's one thing I'm quite glad I'm not. British. I feel sorry for you. And that's coming from Mexican. Life is simply unfair if you're British.
Now, I'm going to start right here. Britain is a blanket term, referred to this map, that's used by sort of the Americans, really. Anyone from sort of this country is called British. Now, I'd just like to highlight, we're not all British per se, because, for example, I'm English. Now, England is a country. Scotland's a country. Wales is a country. 3 different countries all come under Britain. It would be like referring to Canadians and Mexicans as Americans, or the Americans part of the Americas. But you wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't go, hello, you're from the Americas, aren't you? No, I'm Mexican. Canadian. You're from the Americas, aren't you? No, I'm Canadian. Just because you share a landscape doesn't mean you are those people. It annoys a lot of Scottish and English are just, there's a bit of animosity there, as you can imagine, through history, and the Welsh, but it's it's a bit of camaraderie, but we do get on, but there is a bit of resentment in some ways. But once again, England, Scotland, Wales, British. Chuck in Ireland, then you've got United Kingdom. So 4 different countries. So I just want to highlight, because we're always called just British. And the things he's referring to there are probably, I think a lot of it's English, or it could be Scottish, because their weather's bad than us. Because bear in mind, the Scottish have worse weather than the English. And and the food's different. There's so many sort of, I'm not really go into it. That's what education is for. That's what your school system is for. I hear that American schools don't have geography, or as we know it. In England, we have geography and we learn about the world. In America, there's just geography and you learn about America, which seems a bit weird. And then you have to take world geography to learn about the rest of the world. And apparently a lot of Americans skip world geography, which makes a lot of sense when I see a lot of comments and a lot of videos and stuff. But anyway, I digress. So, when you say Britain, it's sort of a very blanket sort of description of people, because you're including a lot of different sort of cultures and people in that. So it'd be nice if you was a bit more specific. It'd be like saying Europeans. Europeans is like a ton of countries. When people say, "Oh, you're European," well, yeah, but where? It's massive. So many countries. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue on.
No sun.
No sun. Right, this is a popular misconception in America, especially along with it rains all the time. It doesn't rain all the time. Actually, England has very little rainfall. It's the same as snow. We have very little snow now in England, unless you go sort of more North England or Scotland, which I said. different country. So, but England, like London especially, you'd be lucky if it snows in London. But that area and sort of the south of England doesn't snow too often. It's more to the north and sort of the nearer parts of Scotland. So snow, and the rain, it can rain. We tend to have showers, and then it depends on the seasons as everywhere else. As we're talking about sun here, so heat. Let me just give some examples. Right, so I've got something in front of me here. The summer of 4 heat waves. The highest temperature of the summer was 35.8 Celsius or 96.4 Fahrenheit. But I mean, we've had things like 40.3 Celsius or 104.5 Fahrenheit. And the temperatures here are pretty good. We have a good summer. We might have occasional rain during the summer, which could last for 1 or 2 days, or just randomly just drop in the middle of summer. Just get a random cloud come over, just rain, then it'd be hot again. But how it is actually, the heat is sort of good. We have a good weather in England. I'm not sure where this perception that it's never sunny in England. I think it's too much TV. I think people watch too much things like Jack the Ripper and things. It's always dark and gloomy and stuff, and it just rains a lot. And I still do actually watch things on TV where they always portray England that it's rained all the time. But that is just not the case. So
Terrible food.
Right. So the thing about this is that I am targeting a lot of this at sort of Americans because I'm sort of more reading into the comments. I understand Fritanga's Mexican, so obviously they have better weather than Britain. But I'm sort of more targeting this towards the Americans in the comments because they seem to be running along with him, and so this is more aimed at the Americans' view of England, of Britain, I should say. Many foods actually originate in Britain. Apple pies, the American apple pie originated in England. We've got lasagna, not Italian, originated in Britain. Curries, a lot of curries, like the Balti curry, originated in Britain. In fact, the chicken tikka masala originated in Glasgow. How about that? Which is in Scotland for the Americans out there. Golden syrup, what you pour on your pancakes? Originated in Britain. What else we got? Corn. You know what corn is? Yeah. Fortunately, we made that shit. Sandwiches. There are so many foods actually that actually originated from Britain, and because at the end of the day, we were the ones traveling around the world, encountering different foods and cultures and things like that way before America even existed. So you'd be surprised the amount of foods actually we created, America adopted, and then weirdly just sort of claimed it as their own, and now say we don't have any food.
Horrendous entertainment.
Some of the top actors are English. Look at the Marvel Universe. A lot of that's English people, British people, I should say. Some of the top game shows, TV series and stuff, all made by the British, or we have the British versions and the American have adopted it and done their own versions, like The Office, for example, where they just ruined the British version.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
That as you will. We can do about it. But there's other shows that the Americans just adopted of ours. I mean, to have the BBC, we sort of have a lot more channels than just the BBC. That's a bit sort of ignorant if you just think we've got the BBC as our only entertainment that we've got. That's just weird. Anywhere else in the world, we've got lots of channels. And then we've got on top of that, we've got things like, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. All of them. We've got access to all the channels here, just the same as everyone else. I mean, and we won't even get started on music. Do we include music and singers and things into entertainment and stuff like that? I don't know. We won't get started on that because, Britain will mop the floor of the rest of the world when it comes to entertainment music. So let's get on to the next step.
Accents that make no sense or have no reason to exist.
This is a weird one because Fritanga, like everyone probably followed his channel, we're all speaking English. So just like to throw out some stats there. The English language is the most popular language in the world. This is thanks to the English. I don't know where we're going with this. 1.5 billion people in the world speak English. The next highest will be Chinese with 1.1 billion. Then we've got Hindu, Spanish, Arabic, French, Bengali, Portuguese, Russian, Indonesian. By far, the English language dominates the world. I'm not sure what his take is on this. What he's trying to say about the language, especially as he speaks it. I don't know where to go with this. It sort of spun my head a little when he's just threw a shot at the English language. Or maybe it's accent. I'm not too sure because everywhere accents. So it's just a weird one, Fritanga. That's just a weird weird statement to make.
Cold beans?
Nobody eats cold beans. Unless, you know, I don't know, living rough, you're homeless, you got into a can of beans and you're just eating them out of the can. I don't know. Nobody eats cold beans. I don't know where he's got the idea from.
But above all, the overreach of your government, who is constantly telling you they know what's best for you, which is why they took your firearms away, you know? They thought that would be in your best interest.
Yeah, this happened in America yesterday. Another shooting, school shooting. No. It puzzles me that Americans think guns are in their best interest when it's not really. It's in your government's best interest because they make money off it. They make a lot of money off selling you guns and you all shooting each other. One of the YouTube videos I watch where you get Americans that come to England and the culture shocks, one of the biggest culture shocks for Americans coming here, they said, was the lack of gunshots going off. They walk around and occasionally might hear a big bang and they're like frightened, thinking it's a gunshot. People like calm down and say it's just a firework. It's because it was in November when we have a fireworks day, or just certain holidays and stuff. There's fireworks gone off. But Americans, one of the things they found really peaceful about England is you don't hear gunshots. There's no one's walking around shooting each other. I call down the road and get an argument with someone, knowing that they're not going to pull a gun on me. You know what I mean? Just that safety right there. If I've got an argument with my neighbour, he's not going to come back over to my house, knock, and then shoot me in my door. People break into my house, they're not going to have guns. You know, the burglars over here don't have guns. They rob you, but they don't have guns. It's weird to think that you think you're safe with guns. I think it's sort of part of the indoctrination from sort of the American government, their news, and just the general media and stuff that sort of pushes the agenda that guns are good onto the Americans. But that's for another day. You see, because this whole video here is not really. As I said, I like Fritanga, I like his videos, I like his content and stuff like that. So it's not so much to have a dig at Fritanga and stuff like that, but just to highlight some truths about Britain, which a lot of Americans are seen to be sort of misled on. But it's also to highlight, I've got a new series coming up, which is going to cover loads of topics. And it's going to be more sort of my opinions and seriousness on things. I'm going to cover things like religion, politics, all sorts of things. Here's just some of the ideas as I've shown here. And that's going to be my new series coming up. And it's going to be sort of me raw and open talking about stuff and giving my full opinions on those things. So I really just want to promote that as well. And also I'd like to get to 1,000 subs just so I can get a new mic and a new camera, because this is shit. My wife told me I can't spend more money on this stuff until I get 1,000 subs. Still something comes in. So there we are. She's in charge at the end of the day. But anyway, I hope you like this video. Hopefully it's woken some of you up, or at least you've got a better idea of Britain. And you don't think like, we eat cold beans. It's just weird. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying it, Fritanga. Thank you all for watching. If you are watching, you won't be watching. Thank you all for watching, and until the next video, goodbye for now.